Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. So I will present about group assignment 2 in database system and information retrieval. So our group get question 11.10 in page 369, which the question asks each company operates 4 departments and each department belongs to one company. So the entity involved is company and department, and the relationship is operate, and the multiplicity is 1 to 4, which is 1 to many. So the company primary key will inherit to department entity. So the relational model is company, which is company number, company name, address, telephone number, fax number, and the primary key is company number, while the department is department number, department name, department location, company number. Primary key is department number, and the foreign key is company number reference to company number. And next question is each department in part A employs one or more employees, and each employee works for one department. So the entity involved is department and employee. So the relationship include is employees, and the multiplicity is 1 to many. So the department primary key will inherit to employee entity. The relational model is department number, department name, department location, and the primary key is department number. Employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee phone number, department number. The primary key is employee ID, and the foreign key is department number, reference department number. The third question is each of the employees in part B may or may not have one or more dependents, and each dependent belongs to one employee. So the entity involved is employee and dependent, and the relationship employee has dependent, and the multiplicity is 1 to many. Like the previous question, so the employee primary key will inherit to dependent entity. So the relational model is employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee phone number, and primary key is employee ID, dependent name, sex, birth date, relationship, employee ID. The primary key is dependent name. The foreign key is employee ID, reference employee ID. And the fourth question is each employee in part C may or may not have an employment history. So the entity include is employee and employment history. The relationship is provides. The multiplicity is 1 to 1 and 0 to many. So as usual, employee the primary key of employee ID will inherit to employment history. The relational model is employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee phone number, and primary key is employee ID. For the employment history are company number, start date, end date, salary, occupation, employee ID, and the primary key is company number. The foreign key is employee ID, reference employee ID.
Okay, this is the last question, which is represent the ER diagram that described in A, B, C, and D as a single ER diagram. So here is company. One company will operate 4 departments, and each department will employ many employees, and each employee will provide many employment history or zero employment history. For the defendant, each employee has zero or many defendant. And this is the complete relational model, which is the first is company, and the attribute is company number, company name, address, telephone number, fax number, and the primary key is company number. And the second is department number, department name, department location, company number, that is become the foreign key. And the primary key is department number. The foreign key is company number, reference company number. This is because of the department become the weak entity, that is one to many. For the employee is employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee phone number, department number, that become foreign key, and the primary key is employee ID. Foreign key, department number, reference to department number. Here is the foreign key is the department number because of the employee is the weak entity. And the fourth is defendant name, sex, birth date, relationship, employee ID, that foreign key, and primary key is defendant name, foreign key, employee ID, reference employee ID. Employee ID become foreign key to defendant because defendant is the weak entity. And the last entity, which is employment history, that the attribute is company name, start date, end date, salary, occupation, and employee ID, that become foreign key. And primary key is company name, foreign key, employee ID, reference to employment ID. And the foreign key is employee ID because the employment history is the weak entity. And this is the complete relational model. And that's all. Thank you.